I've lived in Beijing for 6 months and oh boy, China is so convenient. So here is the itinerary that I would give a friend if they were coming to Beijing. So it is currently 8:30 a.m. It is a Sunday. I am heading to work and yes, I just ordered a soy latte to get delivered. So I thought I would drink my latte. I'm waiting for my eggs to arrive because yes, I don't cook in China. So let's talk about the itinerary I'd give a friend. Well, actually my parents are coming to China next month about how to do Beijing right because I've seen so many tourists do the wrong things, and I think when I first came to Beijing, I actually didn't like Beijing, but now that I live here, I know exactly where to stay and where you should go. So in this video, we're going to cover where to stay, where to eat, my hidden gems, and just talk you through Beijing. Okay, so we'll start with where to stay. And just to give you context, this city is enormous. How many people live in Beijing? It's like a heap. Let me ask Claude. Okay, yeah, I should know that. Beijing has 22 to 23 million people as at this year about. So the population of Australia is in Beijing. And so when I say this city is enormous, it is not walkable. So I think if you look at the map of Beijing, it looks walkable, but it is not walkable. And so this is why where you stay just really influences your trip massively. Okay, so I've got 2 recommendations dependent on weather, but I've actually probably just got 1 recommendation. So you want to stay in Guomao. And why stay in Guomao? So especially if you're traveling in winter or even in the colder months, Guomao is connected to the China World Mall and it's just like really central and the transport is really convenient. So you're 10 minutes in a DD there, you can jump on the subway. It's just the place to be. The other option you could go for, maybe this would be a second trip to Beijing, I'd say in Sanlitun, and this is where all the embassies are. There's some really good like nightlife, but again, if you stay in Guomao, you literally just jump in a DD and you're there in 10 minutes. So there's no reason really to stay there. And I think that's because Guomao is so walkable. Like you can walk to Rutan Park, which is a really nice park that I filmed a video in here in the dark, if you guys remember. And I think just to close out this where to stay, a lot of people, just like me, thought, oh, the closer I am to Tiananmen Square, the better. But it's just not the reality because even if you're here for 5 days, you're only going to go there once, right? And if you're staying in Guomao, just jump in a DD. It's not that serious. Okay, so when you're traveling to Beijing, there's probably 3 non-negotiables in terms of where you should go from a tourist perspective. So definitely you're going to do the Great Wall, right? And there's different sections of the Great Wall. So what a lot of people don't realize, actually the Great Wall is a series of walls. And depending on where you go, your experience is going to be different. So Badaling in Chinese is the most popular, like tourist heavy section of the wall. And I have been there in 2019 and it was busy then. I kind of think I should go there for you guys just to show you how busy it is now. But I would definitely recommend going to Mutianyu, which is a smaller section of the wall. I went there last year and I got there early in the morning and there was literally no one there. It was like phenomenal, like being on the Great Wall by yourself. So I think that's like a locals kind of hidden gem. So I definitely recommend Mutianyu. All right, so you're gonna do the Great Wall and then you're gonna do Tiananmen Square and the Forbidden City. And to be honest, I haven't done the Forbidden City recently, but I think getting a tour guide there would be really helpful. I'm going to try a few tour guides for you guys and give you a recommendation, so don't worry about that. But it's just going to make it easier for the booking process. So when you go to Tiananmen Square, you can definitely go there by yourself. I've been there a few times. You need your passport and you need to book a reservation in advance. Like you can't just show up. And so you need to book a day in advance for those bigger holidays. You have to book a lot more in advance because every Chinese person is on holiday at like 2 times of the year. But I just think with that experience, like it's an amazing place to walk around, but when you get the cultural context, I think that really helps. Going back to the Great Wall, do you need a tour guide at the Great Wall? No, because it's just a wall you're gonna walk along. And so what I did was I was listening to a podcast, but you could get a driver to take you to the right sections and help you buy the ticket. That's a convenience option you can go for, and I do have a recommendation for an amazing driver. Okay, and then you're going to want to do the Temple of Heaven. So I think the tour guide that you get for Tiananmen Square, Forbidden City, also do the Temple of Heaven with them, and they'll give you all the cultural context. It's a great place to take photos, and you can also consider when you're at the Temple of Heaven wearing hanfu. I'll insert a pic of me here in Xi'an wearing hanfu, but I think that's like an amazing way to do these cultural sites because it's a little bit interesting culturally here. Chinese people really welcome like foreigners wearing traditional Chinese clothing, whereas I know in some other countries it can be seen as a bit like strange, but here it's really welcome. So that's a great way to do these historical sites. Okay, now let's talk about where to eat. So my biggest recommendation is Minfu, and in Guomao, let me reveal it now, I recommend staying at the Gen Hotel because the gym there, I should have put this in the first section. Oh no. The gym there, this is the best gym in Beijing, definitely. In China, probably. I don't know, there's probably some cool gyms in like Guangzhou. But this gym, free access to this gym, it's called Train Yard. And so even if you're gonna walk on the treadmill, phenomenal, like so worth it. So I definitely recommend staying at the Gen Hotel in Guomao. And where to eat, so Minfu is like a really famous roast duck. It's amazing. I love it there. They know me there. And so I definitely recommend going there for a traditional like Peking roast duck. And well, I like forgot to say a lot of things at the start. A lot of tourists think that eating roast duck in, so I'm thinking in Chinese, Zai Tianmen Street, Tianmenjie, is the best place to eat roast duck, but Minfu, you cannot go wrong. And like, it's really hard to eat roast duck anywhere else now for me because it is just so good there. So I'll insert the location in the description about Minfu. While you're in Beijing, you definitely want to eat Jianbing, which is like a breakfast pancake. You can find them at local stalls on the street and like you can just probably translate. How would I order Jianbing if I couldn't speak Chinese? It's like point at the picture and it's like really yummy. Okay, and then I've got one other restaurant recommendation, like call your boyfriend because he's got to have a big budget. But this restaurant, it's near the Lama Temple and I've never actually been to the Lama Temple, so I will have to check that out for you guys, but it is phenomenal. I dined there with my friend from Sydney last week and oh my gosh, it was the most special experience. I was so happy. So I'll insert, I don't know the name of that restaurant, but I will insert that one in the description and I just have one picture from there. You know it's a good experience when you don't take lots of pictures, right? And then in terms of other things to eat, so you definitely want to hit up Meituan via WeChat while you're here. And I probably should do a different video on this, but basically you go on WeChat, you open up the Meituan mini program and you can get food delivered to your hotel. So in China, do not use hotel room service. Like there's no point, like just use Meituan and they'll send it up in a robot to you. So whether you need food, socks, like anything you want, you can just get delivered on Meituan like really quickly. And then also JD, that's not really where to eat, but if you need supplements or anything like that, like for example, yesterday on the train I needed creatine, so I just ordered it, it got delivered like by the time I was home. Okay, so I do really need to head off and I can see that my microphone is dying, but how to get around, definitely the metro, and from Guomao, it's really easy to get on the metro. It's connected to lines 1 and 10 and it's super easy to get on the metro here. Just use Alipay, load in a transport card and it's so cheap. It's like 2 yuan. Like I'm going to work now. I'm gonna be on the subway for an hour and it's like 2 yuan on the subway, which is like nothing, right? And then get DD when you need to. And the DDs here are really cheap. I'd suggest getting DD Premium if you're on holiday because it's just a lot more relaxing and you won't have to deal with cigarette smoke. Okay, now let's talk about the hidden gems of Beijing really quickly. So it's definitely Minfu. It's not really hidden to Chinese people though. And then that restaurant that I went to the other day, oh my gosh, phenomenal. And then I would definitely go to the art district. So this is like pretty well known to like the cool locals, but a great place to find nice coffee, good restaurants. There's a really famous dumpling place there that I've been to. And I would definitely recommend if you're going to any of these like really famous places, go there at like 3 p.m. and eat like a late lunch because there'll be no lines. In terms of like other hidden gems of Beijing, to be honest, I haven't really found that many. And I lived here for 6 months. Like Beijing is more about cultural, like you could eat hot pot here. Personally, I'm not a big fan of hot pot. I think Minfu, like you can't go wrong. But that hotel in Guomao, just for the gym, like that has to be like the money shot. Like it is amazing. Okay, so I know that coming to China can be quite overwhelming. So in the next video, I'm gonna break down just like a China basics and talk you through how to get around here, getting the high-speed train, because like if you can avoid flying in China, avoid flying. All right, well, this was pretty rapid fire, but hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you when we do China Basics 101. Let me know if you've got any questions in the comments. Bye. I'm gonna go to work.